What's going on, good people? Happy Saturday to everybody. Happy holidays to everybody. Yesterday was the 4th. Hopefully, everybody enjoyed themselves. Got to hang out with family if that's your thing. Friends. Had some good food. Let me know if I'm good. Let me know if the audio's good. Let me know if the visual's good. Give me a thumbs up and let me just know if I'm good. Shout out to everybody already in the building. Make sure you hit that like button on the way in. Let the algorithm know that we in the building. Let other Giant fans know that we vibing tonight. Late night Giants talk. We're gonna talk about some things today. I say that every week. We're gonna talk about some things today. But yeah, we definitely gonna talk about some things. Luann, what's going on, Luann? Lucas is in the building. What's going on, Lucas? My man Ryan, Big Blue Podcast is in the building. Said, what's up, Dad? What's going on, Ryan? How you doing? OKC, what's going on, OKC? Says Giants family reunion time. Dash, appreciate the dedication. I appreciate you for tuning in and vibing with me, brother. That's what I'm talking about. What's going on, James? Kevin Wilson is in the building. My man John May is in the building. My man R0B, what's going on, Rob? Paul, what's going on, man? How's everybody doing? Again, make sure you hit that like button. Let me know if everything is good. Seems like you guys are hearing me. I'll take that as a yes for right now. So, again, how's everybody doing? Did you enjoy your family? Did you did you eat well? Did you eat good? Are you full? Did you have a good time? I had a good time, man. Just kept it nice and close with the family. Threw some things on the grill. You know what I mean? Got me an old fashioned. Played a little spades. That's what I did. Shout out to the spades players out there too, man. My man James White already said, hi, it is open. Hi, it is in fact open. I can't wait to see. Pause. That's crazy. My man Rob, what's going on? He says, happy to be chilling with Big Dash and my fam on my... Oh, happy birthday to you. Rob, happy birthday to you. That's one of my boys' birthdays today, too. Happy birthday to you, Rob. Everybody, say happy birthday to Rob, man. Shout out to Rob. Rob Y. Kyler says, hit that like or you hate the Giants. I'll take it. Jersey said, lots of Giants talking at the barbecue. Is that a fact? Hopefully it was family. No fisticuffs were thrown when you're talking about the Giants because it can be a touchy subject. My man Ryan said burgers and hot dogs. Little burgers. Had some bratwurst, some smoked sausages. Did a little fish fry too, man. A little mac and cheese, little yams. We did it up a little bit. That's what I'm talking about, Rob. Bratwurst, that's a fact. No glizzies. No glizzies. Paul, what's going on? He says, yes, and God bless you and yours, Big Dick. Yo, appreciate you, man. God bless you too, Paul. Uh-oh. Thank you for the people that gave Rob a happy birthday shout out. MKM says, I'm seeing Jackson Dart highlights and the plan for me, he said, is the Giants make a good move choosing Dart over Shador. A lot of people feel that way. Again, listen, for me, I had Shador over Dart. Shador is not a New York Giant. Dart is. We riding with Dart over here. Keep it simple and plain. If you're not wearing the blue jersey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Now, I appreciate you for tuning in on your birthday, too, because you could be anywhere on your birthday. But you rocking with us. So I appreciate you, Rob. Hopefully you had a good birthday. If it's still going, party on. I don't know what part of the country you live in. If you're winding down or if it's just getting started, happy birthday to you. What's going on, Mark? Mark, even with the happy birthday love to Rob. Mark, what's going on? Enjoyed our talk the other week, man. Last week. Rob says happy birthday too. So we gonna get into it, man. We're not here for a long time, but we're here for a good time. I usually do 2 hours. Let's see how long this one gets. First things first, something that happened earlier this week that I wanted to talk about. And I think everybody else has had an opinion. A lot of people put videos out about it. I didn't care enough to put a video out about it, and that was Darren Waller. And the reason why I didn't put a video out about Darren Waller is because I didn't care. Let me turn this music down a little bit. It's a little loud in my headphones. Turn that down a little bit. I do not care. Listen, I'm happy. I'm happy that we got a draft pick out of it. And we got a conditional 6th round pick, whatever that means, conditional. I'm pretty sure they're going to tie something to maybe the percentage of snaps that he plays if he finishes the whole season. We'll see what happens. But I really don't care. I'm glad that we got something for him. A lot of people, high-fiving. Listen, we got a 6th-round pick for a guy that was retired. I'll take it. He wasn't going to play this year. He said he would only unretire if he can go to Miami. Joe Shane said, here you go. And we got a 6th-round pick back for it. And we had to give up, I believe it was the 2027? I'm sorry, 2027 7th-round pick. We had to give up in order, in that exchange. So it is what it is. We got a 6th-round pick in 2026. Who knows? It might be useful next year. I think we're going to be dipping and diving in some offensive linemen, and maybe an extra 6th-round pick helps us in the long run. We'll see what happens with that, though. Mark said it was a great conversation. Yeah, that's a fact. I enjoyed it, man. A lot of gems in that conversation, my brother. What's going on, Deb? Deb says, do you think Giants should have held out for a 5th-round pick? Listen, anything is anything for Darren Waller. I don't think they would have gave up a 5th round for him. I think they know what's going on. They're taking a risk. They're taking a lot of risks too, because I really think he's done. Maybe he likes. Maybe I ain't gonna say maybe he needs the money because he got a lot of money from us. But get paid to live in Miami. There you go. That's a win for him. I'm assuming if he can get paid to play in Miami, but if he has the dedication to actually play, more power to him. But for me, just go ahead and give me the 6th-round pick. He didn't want to be here. I don't want him to be here. So it is what it is. But again, I saw a lot of opinions on it. A lot of the opinions are the same. We're happy that we got something for him. But at the end of the day, it really didn't mean anything. It really didn't mean anything at all. My man Paul says, I never hate on another person. Happy for Waller, but he was a he was a bad acquisition. What's crazy? And I'll talk about it a little bit, man. I was happy when we picked him up. And the funny thing about it was this: at that time, we said Daniel Jones needed a wide receiver 1. That's what a lot of people were saying. And we didn't get him a wide receiver 1. Instead, we got him a tight end. Yeah. And also acquiring Darren Waller, in my opinion, caused a pause in the development of Daniel Bellinger, in my opinion, too. Because Daniel Bellinger, in my opinion, was on his way to be a solid Giants tight end, and we studied his growth, bringing Darren Waller in here, switching up the offense slightly, to fit what Darren Waller does, and then we turned Daniel Bellinger into an H-back. Now, it did give Daniel Bellinger versatility, and I think this year, with that tight end room being the way it is right now, he has the most versatility in the room, and I think that also saved Daniel Bellinger at the end of the day. But yeah, man, it's a lot of things going on with that now. Listen, it is what it is, and I'm happy for him too, man. Never gonna hate on another man's bag, that's for sure. MKM, what's going on? He says, I just want New York Giants organization to bring back the Giants on the help. Yeah. I listen. You see it. Well, this side, you see it. I need the Giants on the helmet as well. I think that's something that's fire. I did see. What was it? I don't know who put it out. It was a graphic saying, pretty much ranking the logos for the NFL, and they had it at like the bottom tier in the NFL with the NY. It's plain. I remember when it first came out, I was like, okay, it's kind of fire. It's different. But yeah, we need to bring that Giants back for sure. Jersey It says, thoughts on Waller's, I'm assuming, rap career. I don't care. You know what? The one song I thought was pretty good. The one that he just did was all right, whatever. But nah. I mean, it is what it is. You come on. He's a football player that's rapping now. Maybe some guys can do it. I haven't seen one yet that was, that good. You let me know if you found a good ex-NFL player that was also a good rapper. I appreciate the craft and the art and the love, for rapping and all that other stuff. But that's good. Some people got a passion for it. But I haven't seen one really work out yet. My man Paul says, good point on Bellinger. Yeah, listen, I'm a big fan of Daniel Bellinger. You guys know that. Big fan of Daniel Bellinger. And the funny thing is, when we drafted him, I didn't know anything about him. Not a thing about him. But throughout his rookie season, prior to the eye injury, I thought he was racking up some good games. And then we lost him for like 5 games. But then when he came back, he contributed again as his rookie. I like him a lot, man. I like him a lot. And I think that with the way the NFL is now, there's no reason why you can't use 2 tight ends, 2 or 3 tight ends. You see Dallas, you see Philly. They use a lot of tight ends. Pause. Jersey says Kadarius Toney rap career was not very good. Yeah, it's another one. That's another example. Unfortunately, another guy that would, has a history with the Giants. My man Daniel says, I look at the Giants get the 6 for Waller. I think he might be decent in Miami. Listen, hopefully he is. Hopefully he is. I mean, I don't care at all. Hopefully we don't play Miami anyway. I mean, I hope he is for him, for his sake. Yes. If he still felt like he had some hunger, it's kind of odd that he would only go to Miami. I'm curious to see what's that about. But again, I can't worry about it anymore though. MKM says, yeah, I saw that ranking helmet too, and my helmet rank low. Yeah, it was. Listen, I understand. A lot of that, maybe a little bit of that is a little bit of hate, for the Giants. But again, the logo is plain. We'll keep it real. The logo is plain, but I think that's just the way it is. Luann says, Kadarius Toney, how's he doing? He's still rapping. He's a father now. I saw that. I did see he had a newborn. So salute to him for that. But yeah, I think he's doing okay right now. Look at you guys. Somebody sneak peeking on my notes, man. He said, what do you think about picking up JPP since he wants to come back? That was the next thing on my notes was the JPP. And thank you for doing that. JPP reunion with the New York Giants. Now, last time we saw JPP, he still was a pretty good player, contributor. I'm looking at this squad right now. Could we use somebody with his body type on the defense? Absolutely. But when it comes to a player, like, he's older. It's a 1-year rental. And who are you getting rid of in order to keep or in order to sign JPP? We got a lot of young, good talent on this team that needs to still be developed. And I wouldn't want him, on the team and stunt the growth of other players. That I'll keep it as simple as saying that. I'm not absolutely saying no to it, but if I had the choice right now, I probably wouldn't do it. But again, to each his own. Let me know what you guys think about JPP coming back to the Giants. Get some of these comments, but I do want to know what other people think. That was a topic that I wanted to touch on. But yeah, JPP, it's nostalgic. Anybody that's been watching NFL Network this week, they had the 2011 Super Bowl replay on. Obviously, JPP was a part of that team. So so it's been nostalgic. I was watching YouTube earlier this week too, just letting it go while I was doing some editing. And I saw Giants Life. JPP was involved in that. Victor Cruz, it brought me back, brought back some memories, right, of how good Victor Cruz was, how good JPP was, how good for us they were. And yeah, man. So it's nostalgic, but I'll leave it at that, man. Just like OBJ, I'm gonna pass for right now, and then we'll see what happens. If we decide to bring him in, then I'll root for him for sure. My man Paul says, I need some football. I can't watch the Abdul Carter highlight film from Penn State for the 500th time. You know what I do? And I put this in the video. Yeah, I'm crazy, right? I'm crazy. So I've been watching Madden simulations on YouTube. I just been throwing on simulations and watching games. That's how crazy I am right now. That's how deprived from football I am right now, that I'm watching Madden simulations, not even playing Madden myself. Watching simulations from the season, from this upcoming season. I've already watched the first 2 weeks. I watched the San Francisco simulation. I've watched. It's bad, man. It's bad. I need football back. Luann says, I need football. Yankees are stinking that. Yeah, man. Not a good game today. Lost yesterday as well. My parlays ain't hitting right now either, so it is what it is. Baseball is like when football and basketball, I have a little bit of success on the parlays when it comes to football. I'm pretty good in football. Basketball is hit and miss. Baseball, I'm bad at it when it comes to these parlays. I'm bad at it. I get so close. I do like a 6-7 leg parlay. I get 6 out of 7, 5 out of 6. And just enough to piss me off a little bit. Just like my man MKM says, Yankees pissing me off. Yankees do piss me off, and these parlays been pissing me off too. Side guy, Brian, what's going on, side guy? He says, how old is JP? JPP got to be 36, 35, 36 years old, I'm assuming. Somebody look it up and let me know. Look it up and let me know. Yeah, he got to be 35, 36 years old at least. Because we got him in, I want to say we got him in 2009. I want to say it was 2009 we drafted him. You think start thinking back that far, they start to blend together. But I think it was 2009 when we drafted JPP. Yeah, I think it was. My man John May says, I'd rather bring in another corner. That's facts. That is. I like Asante Samuel. He's still out there. He's recovering. He looks pretty good too. I saw a workout from him. I believe Stephon Gilmore's still out there too, but you don't want to really stunt the growth of your young cornerback room. But at the end of the day, you still want to win games. But I like Asante Samuel. Stephon Gilmore, if we were contending this year for a Super Bowl and we knew it, then I would probably go for like a Stephon Gilmore. But right now, I like these young guys. Hopefully they can develop, and do work for us. Shout out to my man TP Way the Giant in the building. He says sometimes we have to let the past be the past. No more Odell, no more JPP, no more of the past. That's a fact. We can't be staring in the rearview mirror. We can't be nostalgic all the time. Nostalgia is good, when you're watching it on TV, but as a replay. But we moving forward, man. We moving forward. We got to stop chasing old success and worry about this future success that we're gonna have this season. That's where I'm at. And again, shout out to my man TP Way the Giant that's in the building. Shout out to all the content creators that are in the building as well. Make sure you like and subscribe to those channels too. I got TP Way in here. I got my man R0B is in here. Ryan's Big Blue Podcast is also in the building. Make sure you guys, check out their pages too. Like and subscribe. My man Jersey Ear says the 08 game was on the other day too. That defensive line was okay. Brady all night so dominant. Yeah, that's a fact. I was out to eat. I went out to eat and they had it playing in the restaurant that I was at. They had it on. And I got a chance to watch some of those games. And it's funny too, because my kids got a chance to watch that game because my oldest, he's been alive for both of those Super Bowls. My second, he was only around for 2011, and then my youngest, he has not seen the Super Bowl for the Giants yet. He was just outside of, that last Super Bowl that we won. But he hasn't seen the Giants win yet, but he is a Giants faithful for sure. My man Tyrone Hall says, I'm not all hands on board with JPP. Come on, man. We're not going to do that. We ain't going to do hand jokes for JPP. You guys are mean, man. You guys are mean. My man Rob says, I've been watching Canadian football. I need it so bad. Wow. Canadian. Yeah, listen. One of my old coaches played for, the Calgary Stampeders? I think that's what the team is. Or the Stampede. One of my whole high school coaches. Shout out to Tony Stewart, man. But yeah, I can't do Canadian football. It is what it is. I didn't even do the UFL too much either. And I wanted to too, because I wanted to look to see who the best kicker was in the UFL and bring him in for a competition with Graham Gano. But they seem to be running with Graham Gano right now. We could talk about that a little bit later too. Dev says watching baseball is like watching paint dry. That's a fact. Luann, let me know JPP is 36. That's a fact. 2010, thank you. It wasn't 2009. It was 2010 that we got JPP. I don't know what Ashanti got to do with anything. Hold on a second. All right. Shout out to my man Muhammad in the building. He says, we in the building. Let's get it. I hope all is well since we're doing birthday shout outs. My birthday is tomorrow. Shout out to you, Muhammad. Happy birthday. Happy early birthday to you. Happy early birthday to you. Hopefully you have a fantastic day. Enjoy your day tomorrow. And again, we vibing tonight, but happy birthday to you as well. My man Paul says your vid on JMS today was spot on. He says if he doesn't look like a real NFL center this season, it's goodbye time. Look at you. Y'all all in my notes today. Y'all are all. That's one of the things I was going to talk about too is JMS. He was going to be the last thing I talked about today, but since we vibe, we can talk about it right now since Paul brought it up. Let me know how you guys feel, man. Again, if you haven't seen the video that I put out today about JMS, make sure you go ahead and check that out. Basically, the thumbnail just says it's time for him to step up. Time to step up for JMS. You guys know me. You guys know how much I love JMS. I called him my son, my adopted son coming out of college. High expectations for him, and he has not, lived up to my expectations, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people's expectations, but especially mine. And this year is a absolutely important year for John Michael Schmitz, man. John Michael Schmitz needs to be successful this year in a lot of areas, and it's not all his fault. It's hard being a center. You know what I mean? But you have to be solid in the interior. And right now, I don't know if it's his playing strength. I think that has something to do with it. I think his leverage is pretty good. I just think he's not strong enough. And then some people say, he's a small center, but to me, as far as what he's listed at, 6'3", almost 6'4", 305 pounds. That's not small to me. Like Kelsey was small for the Philadelphia Eagles, but he was strong as everything. JMS, I think he needs to get stronger. Yes, he had the injuries, neck, shoulder injuries, and that's big for a center. But he got to step it up, and hopefully he got stronger this year. But let me know how you guys feel about JMS. He definitely got to step it up. I believe there's going to be some people breathing down his neck too. There's going to be some, even though they're not saying there's a competition right now at center, there's going to be some guys that are going to be pushing him on the team already. And for a lot of people are already looking to see what the next answer is at center. But let me know what you guys think too. I'm gonna get through some more of these comments. I already did that one. Hold on just a moment. My man James White Jr. says, in a perfect world, Dart doesn't have to start this year. That's where I'm at, man. That's where I'm at. Daniel Meehan was answering Luann's question. He said Asante Samuel's 25, but a risk with the neck injury. Yeah, he had some injury history for sure. It wouldn't cost you a lot of money though. I don't think he's going to cost you a lot of money. It might be worth the risk, but also he's kind of one of those guys that you play inside, and we already have, Andrew Phillips on the inside, but good depth is good depth. But he is probably going to ask for a little more money and probably the possibility to start because I still think he is very, very talented. Yep. Okay, MKM says, have you heard about Shedeur Sanders might go to the CFL? Yeah, I think that's cap. That's absolutely cap. We've seen so many different stories when it comes to Shedeur Sanders. Some people saying he's doing fantastic over there in Cleveland. Some people saying him and what's the guy Dylan Gabriel are neck and neck. Some people say Dylan Gabriel's doing better than him right now. That for me, that quarterback spot is wide open there in Cleveland. May the best man win, but I doubt he gets cut and he ends up in the CFL. I doubt that happens. The rumor was that before the Browns picked him up, that Philly had their eyes on him as well. And they end up going with the kid from Syracuse after that, McCord. Money Mike, what's going on, Money Mike? It says, let's go, baby. Football season right around the corner. G Nation, that's a fact. It's right around the corner, but still so far away. It's so close, but so far away, man. I can't wait for football. Look, I can't wait to talk trash at the end of the day. Listen, and shout out to my man TP Way, man, because TP Way be coming with that type of energy, man. Like, pause. TP Way has that energy in his videos that, I get hyped because I can't wait to talk trash. I can't wait to talk trash, man. I need us to be good so I can talk trash. I really, it's selfish. It might be selfish. I want us to be good so I can start talking trash. I'm tired of getting laughed at. I want to be able to poke my chest out and talk trash and not look crazy. Is that asking for too much? I don't think that's asking for too much. I don't think so. Saga Bride says SS. Okay, who don't? Shedeur Sanders just wants to get out west in the CFL where there are no speed limits. Good Lord. The jokes are flying in this chat today. The jokes are flying. All right, we're talking about JMS. We got to the point. John Mason says, I want to see him be consistent. Talking about John Michael Schmitz. Absolutely. And, it's crazy, too, because he was the best center coming out that year. Well, in my opinion, I think it was the kid from Michigan won the Remington that year. But he ended up getting drafted by the Seahawks. I can't remember his name right now. Not Fashanu. He had a Nigerian guy. I can't remember his name right now. Oluwatimi. Oluwatimi won it that year. I believe it was Oluwatimi won it that year, but he was right there as a finalist. But I still think he was the best center coming out that year. You had Joe Tippmann that was also a center that was in that draft too. But JMS for me It was clear. Had all the starts. Solid in the run game. Pretty solid in the passing game. We knew he wasn't going to be super athletic at the end of the day, but he was solid enough, and he was older draft pick too. So you thought he was, already had his grown man, strength, but he got to the NFL and realized that it's some monsters in the NFL, and then he got the injuries and stuff like that. I just don't think he was quite at the peak of his, just being physical enough to be, a solid center. So hopefully this year, this offseason, he worked on getting stronger. And it shows. It absolutely shows. James White says JMS supposed to be Bart Oates 2.0. Come on now. We can't put that kind of pressure on the kid. I wish it was true. Maybe he could still possibly save himself too at the end of the day. It's a make it or break it year. Bart Oates, I wish. Lil Flames is happy to be on this live. Shout out to you, Lil Flame. He also said Shador is the best quarterback on the Browns. Laugh out loud. We just got to be honest here. Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Daniel Gabriel, Shador Sanders. Yeah, I can't argue with you. I can't argue with you, man. I can't argue with you. Shout out to my man Ryan. Says, I really hope Bo Collins does enough to make the roster. I like the way he plays. I think the team likes it too. I think we saw him get a lot of run in the mini camps and in the OTAs. We heard his name talked about a lot as well. We'll see what happens in training camp though, because in OTAs and mini camp you had like the first string quarterback throwing the Bo Collins. That's not going to happen in training camp. They're going to run a little bit tighter of a ship. You'll see, the ones with the ones, twos with the twos, stuff like that. Not at every position, but in the main positions, and we'll really know if Bo Collins is getting those type of reps in training camp with the ones and the twos, then he got a chance. If he's still out there running with Tommy DeVito in training camp, then he's going to be on that bubble. But I like Bo Collins too. I like what he's bringing. I thought that we would hear more about Juice Wells. I thought we would hear more about Daquan Felton from Virginia Tech. No, it's been a lot of Bo Collins, and then what's the guy's name? Cambry is another guy that's been mentioned a lot. And yeah, that's where we're at right now. But I'm rooting for all these guys, really, when we think about it. TP said, let's go. Now, that's a fact. Good energy every time, brother. Every time. My man Kyle Gluckney, he says, the Giants hurt me so much last season, I'm not even ready for this season at all. I just feel like save us the pain. I'm forever a Giants fan, but they got to play better. Listen, man, I understand. Let's do a quick woosah for my man Kyle. We were going to take a deep breath, Kyle. Take a deep breath, Kyle. This is a time of year where you can have some expectations. You can have some hope. In the middle of the summer, we should not be down in the dumps. So Kyle, just have a little bit more confidence, man. We got a whole season to be depressed if we're going to end up being depressed. But right now, there's no reason to be depressed. There's no way to feel the way that you're feeling right now. The roster looks good on paper. Quarterback play should be more consistent. You still got your playmakers. The defense looks like it has the ability to be a top 10 defense. It's some things to smile about. There's some things to be happy about. And there's some things to look forward to when it comes to these New York Giants. So just hold on a little bit longer, Kyle. It's going to be all right, brother. It's going to be all right. My man Paul says Abdul and his D will let us talk some trash again. See, there you go, Kyle. See it? It's a different energy. There's been a shift in our favor as New York Giants fans, man. MKM says problem is that we have an inferior quarterback, which was Daniel. We had an inferior quarterback, which is Daniel Jones. Yeah, we're going to leave it alone. I'm not going to continue to kick that man while he's down. He's with the Colts, but you're not lying. You're telling the truth. You're telling the truth. Deb says the Argonauts negotiated the rights for Shador. Okay, I see what you mean. If he ever decides to play in the CFL, yeah, no, I know what you mean now. Yeah. It's the same thing with Tommy DeVito. I believe there's a CFL team that got the rights for to Tommy DeVito as well. It's a lot of players in the NFL that the CFL has rights to. You guys should look it up. You'll be surprised. But it's very it's not something that's new at all. It's something that's been going on for a while. They do it with high hopes though. It's not like high hopes. Low Flame says Abdul was playing a lot of middle linebacker in practice. You know what's crazy? Now, I did hear, as far as what the coaches were saying, he was solely in the outside linebacker room. I think he has enough versatility to play middle linebacker because that's what he played at Penn State before this final season. And I think that we would be dumb if we didn't move him around and use him as the defensive weapon that he is. But I have not heard anything about him playing middle linebacker in practice. So I've seen him being used on the line and on the edge. But hey, you got a source? Let me know. Let me know. Money Mike says, I wanted Travis over Carter. I'm glad we took Carter, though. The constant coverage on Travis and his girl is crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy. I thought Travis was better than Carter, too. As far as, the best play in the draft, I was giving that to Carter. I'm sorry, giving that to Travis. But yeah, I'm happy that we got Carter, too. I'm happy that we have him. I think he could be more of a disruptor for us than Travis would have been. That's how, and it could be just because we got Carter and not Travis now. So, but just thinking about it, I like the pickup of Abdul Carter. I like the intensity that he brings, and also he's giving us a little bit more respect around the league because a lot of people were just talking about this defensive front and laughing at it. You add Abdul Carter, like a lot of the other names didn't change. Well, I'm lying. But when it comes to like the star players, your Dex, your Burns, your Tibbs, when it comes to that defensive front, you add Abdul Carter. That's really the only big name that you added. And now it seems like we're getting more respect just with Abdul Carter. But Chauncey Golston, Darius Alexander, those guys are going to be contributors for sure. Oh, boy. Paul says, what does the movie Brokeback Mountain and the NFL have in common? They both have cowboys who suck. Yeah. Okay, Paul. Okay, Paul. Okay. MKM, it says at Kyle, said last season was very depressing. Well, we were very depressed. And this season, the Giants better play aggressive and a lot of play with a lot of aggressiveness and rage. Now, I think, listen, the energy is there this year. I think it's different. If we can string together some wins, I think this defense is going to be active. They're going to play even more with even more emotion. You're going to see some dogs this year. A lot of people that we didn't believe were dogs, it might come out this year. Shout out to my big brother in the building. Says, what's good, Big Dash? Let's go. Shout out to you, big bro. What's going on? How we doing tonight? How's the family doing? Did you cook out yesterday? I didn't get a chance to talk to you for the holiday, but hopefully you had a good holiday and still enjoying your weekend too. Money Mike says TP way Abdul personality fits with the Giants way more than Travis. Travis played around too much. Listen, he likes to dance, man. He likes to dance. As a cornerback, he'd probably get away with it. I wouldn't want my linebacker dancing that much, but as a cornerback / wide receiver, I don't see anything wrong with that, but he does play around a lot. He does play around. Every time you see him, he is dancing. In between reps, the man is dancing. Listen, there's one thing that my wife says: when you can always tell when people are happy. Two things will let you know if somebody's really happy: if they dance and if they sing for no reason. That's the signs of somebody that's happy. You let me know. Have you ever seen somebody that was depressed and sang? Or just walked around the house singing, whistling? No, you don't. Dancing too. That's two signs of a happy person. That'll be a dash note for the people out there. Two signs of a happy person: if they singing all the time or if they dance all the time, they're usually pretty happy. Oh man, look, was it Lil Flames? The Travis Hunter is gonna play like his life depends on it because that girl gonna wipe him clean of his first contract. Well, she might stick around long enough for the next contract and she's out. Listen, man, the man's in love. He married the girl that he loved. I'm praying for both of them. Hopefully she keeps him happy. He looks like he's happy. And like I said, two signs of a happy person. That man is always dancing. So I'm pretty sure he's happy. Shout out to my man Ghost Dog in the building. What's going on, Ghost Dog? TP Way says Money Mike Facts is is him, so I respect it, but I don't like it either. Oh, you guys got a nice going back and forth going on. John May says I hope Abdul is a force multiplier on defense. That's a fact. Luann says I wanted Travis Hunter so bad, but I'm good with Carter. We more than just good. We more than just good with Carter. We're gonna do some damage with Carter. Big Bro says, fan Plainfield got slammed with a bad storm. Wow. 3 died, power outages, trees down. Wow. Really? State of emergency. Damn. Prayers for Plainfield. I talked to my mom today. She said you had a couple of good days of sun. I didn't know a storm like that though. I didn't know about that. When was that? When was the storm though? Was that last week? Let me know. Yeah, I didn't hear about that. There's a lot of people from Jersey in the chat, man. Let me know what happened. Yeah, I missed that one. DCC 219 says Travis is a little too zesty to be a New York Giant. LOL, Abdul Carter is perfect for us. I ain't gonna call a man zesty. I ain't gonna do all that. He does dance a lot, man. Listen, he's happy. I ain't gonna hold that against him. Lawrence Freeman, what's going on? Lawrence, excited to see the defense this year. Enjoy your show. Glad I discovered it on YouTube. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that like button as well. I'm glad that you found the channel as well. And thank you for vibing with us. Absolutely. It all happened Thursday. Okay, thanks for letting me know. I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know. So, I guess I got a couple people I need to check on. Then but yeah, I'm happy that you're doing okay. Everybody good over there? Yet no damages to your house at all? I can always talk to you later too. Ghost Dog said, pay attention to Golston, major key piece for the rotation with an addition to Abdul Bowen, and it's all on him. I got a question for you guys, right? And I'm curious, and put this in the chat, right? Who is the just do your front starting defensive line and the starting edge rushers. Let me know what you guys are thinking. The front 3 and the 2 edges, the front 5. Let me know what you guys are thinking. I'm gonna does Carter start right away over Tibbs? Does that happen, or is Tibbs able to hold off Carter early on in the season? What's going on there? And then who's going to be next to Dexter Lawrence? I'm curious to see what everybody's thinking on that. That's something that I didn't have planned for the show, but that's a question that just popped up in my head. I want to see what other people are thinking. Low Flame says, what jersey you buying this year? Listen, I don't buy jerseys anymore. The last jersey I bought was a Tiki Barber jersey. Way back. I might have still been in high school at the time when I got that jersey. I stopped buying jerseys, and I got a bunch of hats, a bunch of t-shirts, I got jackets, hoodies, I got all this other stuff, but I stopped buying jerseys. But I might get back into like retired Giants. Like I definitely want to get a Carl Banks. I don't have a Lawrence Taylor. I should definitely have a Lawrence Taylor. But there's a couple jerseys that I want to get, but I stopped buying jerseys after a while. Shout out to my man TP Way got a video with all his Giants jerseys. I think he got about 15 jerseys or something like that. It's a lot of people that got a lot of jerseys. But yeah, I never got back into the jersey buying. But I did like the throwback jerseys that we just had. And I thought about getting one, but I didn't know what player to get. And I'm glad, because if I would have went with Barkley, he's gone. I like Tibbs, but he's coming up on the 5th-year option. Brian Burns is brand new, so I didn't want to do that. Dexter Lawrence, for some reason, I don't know. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Lil Flame says Tibbs might drop 20 sacks this year for that contract. He said then go back to being lazy. Nah, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. My man Ghost Dog says I would like to think Tibbs holds his spot with Burns and have Abdul on a rotational, but I don't know. Listen, it's tricky when you think about it, because a lot of people wanted to trade Tibbs as soon as we got Abdul Carter, or even the idea of getting Carter before we even drafted him. A lot of people thought we can trade Tibbs as soon as we get Carter. I'm like, wait a minute. We need quality depth. You just don't get rid of a guy like Tibbs, and then as soon as we drafted Carter, 10 minutes later, we get the news 5th-year option was picked up. I never understood that. And I put a video out too before the draft. I'm like, if we get Carter, ain't no way I'm trading Tibbs. No. There's only certain occasions where I would trade Tibbs. If this season is going awful, if this season is awful and we get to the trade deadline and Tibbs is doing this thing and we can get something for him, then that's the only time I'm thinking about trading Tibbs, because the value will be high. He'll be coming into that 5th-year option, and then it's worth trading him. But I wouldn't trade. I'm not trading Tibbs till I actually see Abdul Carter on the field. Are you kidding me? Abdul Carter can get out there and be, something different, and we'd be looking at him like, oh, looking funny in the light. But no, hold on to Tibbs while you can. Let's see. Let's let this rotate. It's nice to have good things, so let's have good things. Let us keep these guys. My man TP Way says Burns, Darius, Alexander, Dex, Tibbs, Abdul will be thrown in the mix, taking out Tibbs. Okay, I like it. But who's going to be that other DT? Because you got Burns as an edge, Darius Alexander next to Dex, and then Tibbs. We still got that D and the DT spot. Because depending on if they're playing Darius Alexander as a 3 tech, then that's one thing. But then who's going to be the nacho guy? Is it going to be Chauncey Golston? You know what I mean? Is it going to be, Ledbetter, somebody like that? I don't know, because I think Darius Alexander plays the role of like a Leo Williams, big cat. But you still got another guy on the line. Who's that going to be? But I agree with you though. I think it's going to be Tibbs early, and then you'll see Abdul Carter slowly, get the majority of the snaps. Be a good rotation though, a good rotation. You'll be able to send guys almost every down if you get a good rotation like that. Ghost Dog said we need depth. That's a fact. Ghost said, I definitely wasn't with the trade Tibbs talk. Yeah, a lot of people was talking about trading Tibbs, man. A lot of other content creators were talking about trading Tibbs. None of the people that were talking about trading Tibbs, none of those guys are in here right now. None of those guys in here right now. But nah, man, it's just about opinions, man. It's just about opinions. And for me, I was never with it. We've never had quality depth. Well, in recent years, we haven't had quality depth. And I'm not with the whole let's trade Tibbs type thing. We could chill out on that. For right now, we could chill out on that. My man Lil Flame says Tibbs reminds me of OC when he had Tuck and JPP. He wasn't starting, but made a huge impact as a rotational player towards the later years in his career. That's a fact. There's a fact. Lil Flame also says, imagine if we still had Leo with his current. Yeah. I wish. And I'm hoping we get that back this year with Darius Alexander. I'm hoping we can get just a portion of what Leo Williams was. And it's crazy too, because you never really miss something till it's gone. Like and it was never quite the same once we lost Leo. And like Dex is Dex. Dex gonna be Dex regardless now. But when he had Leo next to him, it was a different type of monster. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I wish we still had him too. Got a 3rd rounder for him though. 3rd rounder. I'm trying to see what it eventually turned into. I think it turned into. Did it turn into? It turned into Waller, I think, right? I think it ended up turning into Waller, and then the Waller trade turned it. Whatever. It is what it is. Hold on, what Ghost said. Ghost said we took his best friend away. Yeah, we did. We did. We did. Paul says as I said in your JMS vid, he said when are we going to draft a solid offensive line worth a damn? And for that matter, our last Pro Bowl linebacker we drafted was Jesse Armstead, that we drafted ourselves. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Everybody else we didn't draft. I'm trying to think about Pierce, Boley. We didn't draft those guys. Yep. Wait a minute, it was a second. Oh, it was a second, and then we turned that. Is that the 2nd round pick we turned into Burns? Is that what we turned into Burns, Mark? You better than me with this. He said Waller begat from Tony. Oh yeah. But was that okay? Yes. Okay, yeah, that's what it was. So Leo ended up turning into Burns. Thank you for the clarity. Thank you for confirming that. My man TP Way says my next live stream, I'm doing an all-time New York Giant roster, and Leo is in my honorable mentions. Is it a certain year? You said all time, so I'm assuming. Oh well, you said all time. That answers my own question there. all time. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. When is that? Let the people know when that live stream is gonna happen. My man Ghost Dog says Darius can be that though. I think he can. I think he can. He might even be even better in the run than Leo, because Leo was versatile, but he also gave you that pass rush as well. Darius might give you a little bit more in the run game. We'll see what happens though. We'll see what happens. He's going to be dealing with, he won't be double teamed either. Darius Alexander saw a lot of double teams in college, and he was still a beast. Right now, the way the New York Giants are built, you're not going to see, he's not getting double teamed with Dexter Lawrence next to him. It's just impossible. He might get chipped a little bit, maybe, but you still can't do that either, because you got monsters on the. I can't wait to see this defense, man. There's an answer for everything. There's an answer for everything when it comes to this defense, man. Secondary got to hold up, though. Secondary got to hold up at the end of the day. My man TP says, I know we didn't draft him, but did Ogletree go to the Pro Bowl with us? I don't think he did. Yeah, I don't think he did. I remember when Ogletree, when he played for the Rams, him and Odell got into it on the sideline. I remember that. And then I thought it was funny because we ended up getting Ogletree and Odell was on the team still. But Ogletree was okay. He had a good solid year with us. And then he fell off a cliff too. What's going on, Christian? Christian said, what's up, chat? Shout out to Christian. All right, TP. So the all-time Giants list that TP Way will be doing, the live stream is going to be Monday night. Make sure you guys tune in for that. Hit the notification bell. If you're not already subscribed to TP Way the Giant, make sure you go ahead and do that. You can do that now, too. I believe if you click on his picture right now in the chat, I believe it should be able to take you to his page, and you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button to come right back here and finish vibing with us. But make sure you guys go ahead and do that. Show your support for this Giants content creator community, especially guys that put out good work like my man TP Way, for sure. Lil Flame says, I still believe in Chapman. That guy plays. Listen, man, I felt bad, too, because I did a way too early, roster prediction, and I had him just not making it, like right just outside of making the team, Elijah Chapman. But if there's anybody to root for, especially when it comes to this defensive line, Elijah Chapman makes it easy to root for him. Undersized, strong as all hell, but he, 5 foot. Well, they said he's 5'11". I don't even believe that. He might 5'10", 270, 280 pounds, maybe. Rumor is he can bench press about 450. He can squat about 700. So he's super duper strong. He ran a sub 5 second 40. We saw him chase down a running back in the preseason game. Definitely rooting for Chapman. I'm hoping that he blows up in the preseason. Just takes over, dominates in the preseason, and makes it very hard, for the squad to to cut him. But he has an uphill battle this year for sure. For sure. Ghost Dog said this defense finna be crazy. Listen, I get excited every time I think about this defense, man. I'm so high on this defense. I'm looking at the offense like you better do something. You better help out this defense. That's how high I am on the defense. I'm looking at the offense like, get it together. We ain't even had a snap in preseason yet. And I'm looking at the offense like, get it together. This defense needs complementary football. If they get you the ball back, if they turn it over, if they get an interception, fumble, scoop, whatever, and they get you the ball back offense, I'm going to need you to go to work. I need it to happen. Okay, Paul says, your thoughts on how the secondary will gel under Bowen. When it comes to the defense, Bowen, to me, is like the biggest wild card, and the secondary has a lot to do with it. Got no issues with the front, got no issues with the linebackers, Bobby Okereke and Micah McFadden. I think those guys are a solid duo. When I look at the secondary, there's a lot to be happy about. I'm happy with Paulson Adebo. I'm happy with Javon Holland. I'm happy with Tyler Nubin. I'm happy with Andrew Phillips. So when we're talking about those guys, I think this defense is solid, even in the secondary. That cornerback two spot, especially when you're dealing with the NFC East, you got some good wide receiver twos that CB2 is going to have to cover. Right now, we got a battle between Tay Banks and Flott. but that does not, shake my belief in this defense right now. I think this pass rush and the front are good enough right now to help out the secondary, and I think it's going to be solid. So I don't think Bowen can mess this up. Knock on wood. I don't think Bowen can mess this up. I almost wish I didn't say that. I take it back. No, I'm not going to take it back. Bowen can't mess this up. And if he messes up, there's already somebody in the building that can replace him at DC. His name is Marquell. Okay. Lawrence Freeman says our GM has a poor track record when it comes to selecting players in the trenches. Do you believe in JMS? I believed in JMS, right? Right now, I'm like, you got to show me something. You got to show me something, man. Pause. JMS got to get out there and do work. That's all I'm waiting for. He got to go out there and do work. I can't sit here and be a cheerleader for JMS anymore. He got to prove it. Just like with Jalen Hyde, they got to prove it. It's a big year for Tay Banks. They got to prove it. That whole 2023 class, they all got to prove it. They all on the hot seat right now. It's all make it or break it years for those guys. Listen. We got to get a better track record because, Marcus Bowe is another guy that we picked up, got high hopes for. We saw what Joshua Zuda was. Marcus McKeithen, not even on the team anymore. Evan Neal, musical chairs, finally moved in to guard. We'll see what happens with that. But, yeah, you're absolutely right. Our GM has a poor track record when it comes to selecting in the trenches. Absolutely 100% right, man. My man, was it Kelvin? Kelvin Brown, what's going on? He says, hi, Big Dash, 4th of July fireworks coming to Giants land soon. Stay tuned. Listen, I'm on fireworks all season. Fireworks all season long. Let's rack up these sacks too, man. Tackles for loss, turnovers, interceptions, scooping scores, all that. I want to see nothing but fireworks. Paul said to Freeman, not just this GM, the last 3 have sucked. Well, when it comes to the last 3, Jerry Reese, got us 2 Super Bowls, got us JPP, got us a lot of solid players. Some people say that was Ernie Accorsi's team, but again, it is what it is. But now you're absolutely right. At the end of the day, we haven't had the best GMs in the last, few trials. But we haven't gotten 2 Super Bowls. Jerry Reese got 2 Super Bowls. Ghost Dog says, word, all we need is for the O-line to give Russ time. That's a fact. I need just a solid 3 seconds. Get that man some 2.5, 3 seconds. Let him be able to do his work and throw the ball on time. Big Lou, you must be crazy. Big Lou says, first time catching your night live joints. Well, I'm glad you showed up, Big Lou. As much as we talk on Twitter and in the comment section of these videos, this your first time. What we doing here, man? I'm glad you're here, though, man. Salute to you. Hopefully you enjoyed your holiday and enjoying your weekend, brother. BG says this defense is stacked. I'm smiling like crazy right now. Listen, man. Listen. Now you got me smiling, man. You got me smiling. My man Mark, what's going on, Mark? He says, "Hey Dash, which player you think will have a great season?" I think Carter's going to be special with Lawrence. My opinion. Which player do I think is going to have a great season? You just want me like the number one player who I think is going to have a great season? I can name a few. I think Brian Burns is going to earn his money this year. Like I thought he had a solid year last year, but I think we're going to see Brian Burns earn. Was it 20? What we paying him this year? Well, he took the adjustment this year, so next year I think it's what 27 million cap, whatever. But all I know is this: Brian Burns. I think Brian Burns is going to have a great season this year. I think Dexter Lawrence, with the help of Darius Alexander, I think he's going to have a good season. I think that he's going to be first team, All Pro. I think that's going to be in Dexter's future this year. Malik Neighbors, of course. I think Javon Holland has a solid year as a safety. I think he gets back to where he's supposed to be as a top 5 safety in the league. Paulson Adebo. I'm hoping that he has a bounce back year. But if I'm going to narrow it down, I think Brian Burns. I think it's going to be Brian Burns that has that breakout special type of season this year. I can see Brian Burns double digits sacks for sure. A lot of TFLs, QB pressures and hits and stuff like that. I think it's going to be a solid year for Brian Burns this year. I really do. It's going to be a lot of attention in other places. And I think he'll benefit from that. And it's crazy saying that because at the end of the day, that's Brian Burns. But when you're looking at Dexter Lawrence and you got Abdul Carter roaming around wherever he's going to be lined up, there's a lot of things that the offense need to focus on when they play the Giants. And I'm digging that right now. Shout out to my man Wells in the building. Wells to NJ. What's going on, Wells? He said, salute Dash. G-Man going to surprise a lot of people this season. That's a fact, mate. That's a fact. And I'm loving it. And shout out to Wells. If you guys are not subscribed to Wells, make sure you go ahead and do that. He does combat sports too as well. Giants fan, but also gives you the combat sports. So make sure you guys, show some love to my man Wells to NJ. Oh, my man Born for Sports is in the building. He says, salute to my other bro, TP Way. Subscribe to him as well. That's a fact. Show that love. Listen, Born for Sports is another guy. In Born for Sports, you was live talking about the Knicks, the Knicks, possible, the coaching hunt for the Knicks. And that was a dope live too, man. It was you and I think it was 2 other guys that you was in there chopping it up with. It was a good show, man. So again, if you're not subscribed to my man, Born for Sports, shout out to my man Jorge. Not only does he talk New York Giants, but he also talk about those Knicks. And yeah. So everybody that needs that Knicks fix, make sure you guys tap into my man Born for Sports. He's definitely gonna take care of you guys when it comes to that, for sure. Low Flame says Holland gonna be a better. I don't like doing that though, Low Flame. I don't like doing that because I root for players even when they leave. Like I'm still a fan of Xavier McKinney, but I'm gonna read the comment anyway. He says Holland gonna have a better season than McKinney this year. I'm calling it. I hope he does. And even though I root for McKinney, he's no longer a Giant. Holland is, and I'm hoping that he crushes whatever McKinney does. But shout out to McKinney as well. Had a lot of success over there in Green Bay, and we definitely missed him. I know Tay Banks missed Xavier McKinney for sure. I miss saying X-Man. I miss saying that. I thought it was a cool nickname. But now we got a Spider-Man, and we got Darth Vader and Abdul Carter. I don't know what nickname we got for Jackson Dart yet. I know TP Way got one for Jackson Dart. I can't remember what it is right now. But we got a couple of nickname players, but yeah. Is dope. And then speaking of Spider-Man, the photo shoot or the images that the Giants have been putting out for the media day, I ain't gonna lie, man. Some good aura in those photos, man. Some good aura in these photos. Shout out to the social media team doing their thing this year. I'll say this, the way the Giants social media team stepped it up the past year is how I need JMS to step it up this season. Because listen, round of applause to the Giants social media team. I'm gonna say this too, just to be honest. I'm gonna say it to y'all. I'm gonna keep it a secret, right? I'm only gonna talk to y'all when I say this. I think the Giants content creator, like all of us, like the family, between like the thumbnails and all the content that we put out, I think we're the ones that made the Giants social media team step it up. That's just my opinion. I think they saw the way that we was delivering this information. The way we put out these thumbnails, the way we post stuff on Instagram and all that stuff, the way we keep this constant content, coming. I think the social media team saw that and said, yeah, we got to step it up. Because these fans was going all these different ways. But listen, it is what it is. I'm just saying that. Let me know if you feel the same way, man. I think we're the one putting pressure on that social media team, but they definitely stepped it up, and shout out to them. Shout out to them. New Jack City. There you go. New Jack City. I love it. I love it. New Jack City is fire. If he can play up to that name, New Jack City is fire. I ain't gonna hold you. That's fire. See, TP Way said J Money too, but New Jack City is fire. That's fire. If he can live up to that nickname, listen, I can see it now. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I can see it now, though. Oh, man, New Jack City is fire for sure. But TP, it was J Money. I remember J Money, and guess what? That's still New Jack City at the end of the day. Is it J Money? What's his brother's name? Is it D Money? J? Listen, I'm getting old, man. I can't even remember character names now. Won't Stop Dream Team. What's going on, bro? He says I need Tibbs breakout. Oh, he needs a Tibbs breakout. I feel that. I feel that. We ain't picking fifth for nothing. Evan Neal. We already know what's up, and I think he'll be better at guard. Listen, it's funny. Yeah, we didn't pick him number 5 for nothing. That is absolutely a fact. And yeah. I think that Kayvon has definitely put in the work. You can see it in the pictures. He has definitely put on some weight. His arms look crazy now. He puts out a lot of videos of him just working out by himself as well. He posts a lot. Kayvon Thibodeau does post a lot. Like his social media, if it's him or his team that's doing the management, he's doing a good job putting out there. But every time you see Tibbs, he's either doing something as a philanthropist or he's working. That's something you can't say about. You can't call Kayvon Thibodeau lazy at all. He's either working or he's giving back. And shout out to Kayvon Thibodeau for that. My man Jester, what's going on, Jester? He said, yo, what's going on, Jester? TP says Jack City is still that new Jack City is fire. You listen, if you made that up yourself, you might want to let it be known that's what it is. New Jack City is definitely fire. Yeah, that's fire for real. All right, so listen, I done got way off subject. It's two other topics that I wanted to talk about. And it was based on the 2 other videos that I put out this past week. One video was about Jalen Hyatt. The other video was about Darius Slayton. And just a quick question in the poll. We'll go through it really quickly. Darius Slayton. Can Darius Slayton be a true wide receiver 2 this year? And whatever that means. We could talk about what that means to be a wide receiver 2, but I just want a quick yes or no. Can Darius Slayton be a true wide receiver 2 this year for the New York Giants with Russ, with Jameis, with Jackson Dart? And what does that mean? And so let's get the yes and no's first, and then we can talk about what a true number 2 is, or my opinion of a true number 2 is. Shout out to my man Coach Ed in the building. What's going on, Coach Ed? He says peace and blessings. King Dad stopping by to show some support while streaming the Ace Bailey game. Oh, okay. Go Rutgers. That's a fact. And I know, Coach, I know you still got family in Plainfield as well. My brother told me there was a real bad storm. Had a couple deaths and stuff out there. So hopefully, everybody's good with you and your family, safe and sound and stuff like that. So let me know, man. If you want to hit me up outside of the live, you can do that too. But just want to check in. Make sure everybody on your side is good. I know you got roots in Plainfield and stuff. So just curious. Kyla says the dark break kid making the cow. You listen, that's crazy. The dark break kid, not the heartbreak kid. Dark break kid, and I like that too. It ain't beating New Jack City though. Listen, I'll take it though. So we got Jessica says yes. TP Wade says most definitely, unless he's talking about something else. Mark Thompson says yes. Kelvin Brown. Kelvin Brown says absolutely. Ghost Dog says I think he will finally crack 1,000 yards. I'm gonna take that as a yes. BG says yes. He's going to have good quarterback play. Coach Ed says, okay, no, okay. I know about the bad thunderstorm. Okay. My man Sean Jackson says, what up, Big Dash? I'm trying to get there for Giants training camp this summer. 2 out of the last 3 Giant training camps I went to, the Giants ended up reaching the playoffs. Well, I need you to get there, fella. I need you to get there. If the last 2 times we went to the playoffs, you need to be there. Let's start let's get Sean to training camp. Let's get that going right now. You need to be there then, brother. Get there. Get there. I need all the good Uju. We need all that. All the blessings. Little Flame said, I'm so happy Cowboys sticking with Dak. That's automatically denying yourself a chance at winning the Super Bowl. Some things never change. Listen, we can continue to make fun of the Dallas Cowboys for sure. For sure. Their Super Bowls weren't even in HD. Put it that way. Their last couple of Super Bowl rings were actually gold and not platinum. Let's take it there. The last Super Bowl was on VHS. Let's take it there. I don't know if DVDs existed in '95. Blockbuster was popping the last time the Dallas Cowboys won the Super Bowl. If you live in New Jersey and you really can throw it back, Palmer Video existed last time the Dallas Cowboys won the Super Bowl. Palmer Video, good Lord, I'm showing my age here, man. Palmer Video. If you shout out to my people from New Jersey, man. Palmer Video, y'all remember Palmer Video? Good Lord. Mark says no, only because he might be a one-trick pony. Okay, I got you. Would like him to improve his blocking. You still talking about JMS, I think, possibly, maybe. Big South says top 5 defense ? Right now I got these guys. I wouldn't be surprised if we're top 10. If we got into the top 5, I'm talking big trash, like super duper trash. If we end up with a top 5 defense. If we got a top 5 defense, that listen, from your mouth to God's ears, top 5 defense. I'm with it. I'm with it. Won't Stop Dream Team says 1,000 yards for Slayton. Lil Flame says Slayton will have a career year. Let's see. My man Big Lou says, since you've been talking about the wide receivers, Hyatt, Slay, how many wide receivers we keeping? Smith is definitely a possibility. Smith is a definite, and possibly Wheaton for special teams. That would make 6. You think we can carry more? I think 6 is the number. I think that's going to be it. Six is it. We're not going to squeeze 7. Pause. Yeah. It's going to be, and I do think Smith Marset makes it, as a returner. But it's Malik, it's Slayton, it's Wandell, it's Hyatt, it's Amir Smith Marset. Shout out to Jersey. Newark native too. Shout out to him. Even though he went to Don Bosco, it is what it is. He went to Weekway before that, though. Shout out to Weekway. But yeah, that last spot is going to be between the guys like Bo Collins, like you said, like BFW, Bryce Ford Wheaton. And I think that's really it. You might see a late push from maybe like a Juice Wells or Felton or Zach Pascal, something like that. But I think 6 is a max, because we already got to keep 3 quarterbacks. I've been going back and forth with how many tight ends we might keep. It might be 3 to 4. We'll see what happens with that. But as soon as you keep 3 quarterbacks, it's probably going to be 6 wide receivers. And then who's really getting that type of snap? Those type of snaps really. Hyatt was fighting for snaps as a wide receiver 4 last year, so I can imagine what that wide receiver 6 is going to do. Not too much. And Amir Smith Marset is going to be, your designated returner, in my opinion, too. So it is what it is. TP, listen. Yeah. TP Way is listening. He said a true wide receiver 2, because I did say true wide receiver 2, because I believe he's already the wide receiver 2 by default anyway. But is he going to be that true wide receiver 2? He says a true wide receiver 2, one who complements your wide receiver 1, well, that ultimately keeps the flow of the passing game going throughout the game. I agree with that. That's a great explanation. Let's throw some numbers on top of that. I see my man said 1,000 yards for Slayton. Won't Stop Dream Team said 1,000 yards for Slayton. I think anything, and I think he will crack 1,000 yards this year. I think that's something that's possible, right? And I think he can do that with like 70 catches. But when I looked at Philadelphia, I looked at Devontae Smith. He had just over 800 yards, almost 900 yards as their wide receiver 2. So 800 to 900 to 1,000 yards. I think that makes him a true wide receiver 2 if he does that. Also, you gotta add a couple more touchdowns. I think last year he only had 2 touchdowns. I need him to have anywhere between like 6 to 8 touchdowns this year, and I'll be satisfied with that from Darius Slayton. So if you can get me anywhere from 850 to 1,000 yards and about 6 touchdowns, you're a bona fide wide receiver 2, in my opinion. That's what I'm saying. Let me know what you guys think about that. Kelvin Wilson also says yes. Won't Stop says wide receiver 5 through 7 will be interesting. Yeah, it's gonna be about 4 guys fighting for that last spot if we're gonna be honest. Bryce Ford Wheaton, Bo Collins, Juice Wells, what's the Cambry kid, Dalen Cambry, Zach Pascal, Little Jordan Humphreys. It's going to be all these guys fighting for one spot at the end of the day. Daquan Felton is another one. It's going to be a lot of people fighting for that last spot, and it should be interesting. That will make the preseason, I guess, more entertaining because you really got guys at the bottom of the roster fighting for spots. We'll see what happens. Ghost Dog said Hollywood video too. Yeah, all the rental plot. Listen, and I say this all the time, not all the time, but whenever I'm reminiscing about the 90s, like, listen to me, man. For me, I wouldn't trade the 90s for anything. I wouldn't trade the 90s for being young again. I wouldn't trade the. Listen, you had to be there for the 90s. You had to be there. That's all I got to say, and I say that a lot. Shout out to the people that been around for the 90s. The 90s, listen. Yeah, whatever. Shout out to the 90s. For sure. My man Wells says, I don't know too many drops. It's Wandell's job to lose. I do agree with Wandell's job to lose. Now, let me ask you this, though, because a lot of people like to bring up the drops. And I used to bring up the drops a lot, too. I do think he was able to clean that up a bit. But if we're going to bring up drops, and shout out to my man TP Way, because he was saying it during the season last year, if we're going to talk about wide receivers dropping the ball, there's another name on this list that had a lot of drops last year. I mean, there's another player that's a wide receiver for the Giants that had more drops than you would like him to have last year. And a lot of people overlooked that. Why? Because his last name was Neighbors. Look, I'm just saying. Don't kill the messenger. Nah, but listen, I'm not worried about it, man. He improved a lot. The drops became, less frequent. And I think he's going to be fine. Also, what they say about Russell Wilson, he throws a catchable ball. So, he's not getting darts thrown at him. He's getting catchable balls thrown at him. Pause, because that sounds crazy, even though we're talking about football. I think he'll be fine, though. But shout out to you, Wells. I do. Listen, I understand. And shout out to the Big Blue Crew, too, because there was some really good arguments about Darius Slayton two seasons ago. Legendary stuff happening. Shout out to the Big Blue Crew, too. Big Patton guys over there. William Horton, man, that's the question of the day. That's the question of the night, William. He says, do you think the New York Giants will upset the Cowboys this season? I wish I can grab a broom. I wish I had a broom in here right now. It's all about the sweep. It's all about the sweep this year when it comes to the Cowboys. Shout out to my man TP. TP Wade was talking about it's about the sweep. I saw the end of that video, TP Wade. It's about the sweep. I mean, we got to get one victory first. I understand that, but it's all about the sweep, in my opinion. I want to sweep the Cowboys. I don't just want to upset them. I want to sweep them this year. That's what I'm looking for. They got better too, though. Dallas Cowboys, as much as I don't like the Dallas Cowboys, they did get better this offseason. They had a pretty strong offseason as well. We did a great job. They did a good job too with their roster. My man Jersey here says, shout out to Ford Wheaton. Yeah, that's West Virginia for sure. Did you go to West Virginia too? Because I noticed some people that went to West Virginia. There's a lot of pride in West Virginia. You guys stick up for your players. It's a lot of pride for West Virginia. So I'm wondering, did you go to West Virginia too? I'm curious. What's going on, Raph? Shout out to my man Capitan. Raph, what's going on, Raph? Raph's showing a lot of love in here. I'm all the way back here. Let me get caught up. Little Jordan Humphrey was a dog in Texas. I see that. Alonzo Moore. What's going on, Alonzo? Alonzo says, Big Dash, big fan of your show. Since subscribing, keep up the good work. Good brother. He says, go Giants. I appreciate the kind words. Thank you for the love and support, man. Shout out to my man Big Blue in the Bronx, man. Big Blue in the Bronx. Congratulations to you. Best of luck to you in the future as well. We put out a video, so I'm gonna just say it. My man got a job with Fox. My man got a job with Fox, working it from the ground up. Shout out to my man Alex with Big Blue in the Bronx. He does have a farewell show kind of happening. I'll let you guys. Well, I'll let him talk about it in the chat. But man, shout out to my man Alex. Congratulations to you, the man living out his dreams. Going to work it from the ground up though. He got to build it from the mud. And like you said in your video, man, you're going to make it back to New York. I know they got you in. I think you said you were going to be in Chattanooga, Tennessee. The only time I ever been to Chattanooga, Tennessee was on my way to visit my family in Alabama. Driving through Tennessee. Get it out the mud, brother. Congratulations. And if anybody can make it back to New York and reporting for the team that you love, it's going to be you, Alex. So shout out to you, man, and best of luck. And I'll be a part of that show too, man, if you'll have me when you do your special. Sean Jackson says, I agree. Whoever came up with the New Jack City nickname is fire. If he plays like that, we will be cured of the Daniel Jones trauma. That's a fact. New Jack City is fire. Yeah. If he lives up to a name like that, yeah. Nah, it's fire, man. Jamari said 100 on the 90s. Nah, the 90s was different. You had to be there. You had to be alive for that. Let me get all the way down to the bottom so I can get caught up. My man R0B says, see you next week, Alex. Okay, so well, don't give up all the goods. Don't give up listen, I'm pretty sure he's going to have some guests on there. Don't give up all the goods. It's a surprise for some people. Don't spill all the beans, Rob. I think I opened up the floodgates, though. Big Blue says, appreciate the love, Dash, and chat. Yes, I'll be hosting a farewell goodbye stream next week in which Dash and Rob will be on for. Yeah, that's a fact. Shout out to him. And guess what? It's during my normal time. I'm either going to do my show early or do it later. Probably do it early because we're going to hang out with my man Alex for a while, too. So next week, the show probably going to be a little bit earlier than usual. But that's because we're going to go ahead and show love and support for Big Blue in the Bronx. And anybody that's tuned into my show next week, we're going to just keep the party going on Big Blue in the Bronx channel right after. Depending, like I said, we'll see what the schedule is. But I'm probably not going to go on after Big Blue in the Bronx. We're going to enjoy that man's day and his farewell. And again, congratulations to him. TPWay also says congratulations. That's a fact. Listen, and that's the thing, man. I don't know how these other content creators from other teams do as far as the camaraderie and stuff like that. But for the most part, a lot of us are tight knit, man. A lot of us came up together, man, as far as, in YouTube. And we show a lot of love and support to each other. And that's the best way to do it. In order to build this community out the way it needs to be built out, it got to be built from love. And hopefully, even though, and we don't have to agree on everything in order to, show love and support, man. Nothing like good banter, nothing like good debates. But yeah, man, I'm excited for you, Alex, man. Congrats to you, man. For sure. You was already doing big things anyway. You was at the Senior Bowl. You got interviews with players. You at the post game asking table questions and stuff like that. You was already making moves, brother. Already making moves. So and salute to you for that, man. I'm over here hitting my mic, shaking the room and everything. But salute to you, man. RGB says, Dash, you ever drive through Choketon? I don't know. Most likely. Like I said, I drove through Tennessee. This was years ago. We used to, like I said, my whole father's side of the family from Alabama. I used to spend my summers in Alabama. That's why I'm an Alabama fan. And yeah, we used to. I just remember the signs for Chattanooga, and I remember Tennessee. Like it's funny too, because when you drive down south from New Jersey, the first 8 hours, you done made it through like 4 or 5 states already. When you really think about it, because I think it only take about 8 to 10 hours to get to North Carolina from Jersey, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a long time though. But yeah. But Tennessee, you spend like 2 hours just driving through Tennessee. Crazy. Sean Jackson says 1990s, showing my age. I was 15 years old in Brooklyn when the 1990 Giants won the Super Bowl over the Buffalo Bills. Wide right. I ain't gonna hold you, man. I was alive for the 86 Super Bowl. I don't remember it in real time. I do remember the 1990 Super Bowl, though. I remember Whitney Houston singing the national anthem. That was that Super Bowl that everybody talking about Whitney Houston and the windbreaker. I knew more about Whitney Houston than I really did about the Giants then. I was 7 years old. Nah, but yo, listen, the 90s was different, man. Listen, all right. It is what it is. It is what it is. A lot of people showing love. R0B. I fell for it. But guess what? You're not getting no airplay with the show. Rob, you crazy. Rob, you crazy as hell, man. You crazy as Rob, you crazy, man. All right. He said, try driving through Montana. It takes a whole day. Now I believe that too. All right. The last thing we're going to talk about, right? The last thing we're going to talk about is Jalen Hyatt. We done kept this. We've been talking about the wide receivers. The last person I want to talk about is Jalen Hyatt. What anything that you want to say about Jalen Hyatt, if it's positive, if it's negative, let me know in the comment section down below. But I'm gonna say just a little bit about Jalen Hyatt, right? Rob said I'm dying. Yeah, listen, yeah, Rob, you got me. You got me. On South says, "Lit in here, let's go Giants." Listen, Jalen Hyatt, right? And I talked about him last week too. I talk about him a lot. I'm a fan of Jalen Hyatt too. He, like I said, we saw the interview that John Schmelk had with the wide receivers. Jalen Hyatt pretty much said that he was in a dark place, right? He was in a dark place. He wasn't getting the kind of playing time that he wanted to. You know, he wasn't able to be, effective or take advantage of the opportunities that he had in games. And we saw it with the targets. I think he only had 19 targets on the year, 18 targets on the year. But he said when they talked about his weight gain, he said last year when he was running routes, he felt weak. And that's what he said flat out. He said, I felt weak. As a player, he felt weak. And a lot of people talk about his ability of not being able to get off the press. They talk about him not being physical in his route running, getting bumped off of his routes. And he addressed all of that. He addressed all of that in that little 5-minute portion of the interview with John Schmelk. If you have not seen that, I suggest you guys go ahead and watch the wide receiver interviews with John Schmelk, and that's going to be on the Giants YouTube channel. And when they asked about, you gained some weight, right? You gained some weight. He said, yeah, he gained about 25 pounds, right? And that's shocking to me because anybody that has high metabolism, I don't know, I'm a big guy, so I never had high metabolism. I might have been, last time I had high metabolism, I might have been 14 or something like that. It's hard for guys that are skinny like that to gain weight, and 25 pounds is crazy now. And hopefully he did it the right way. I'm hoping that they're not knocking on his door, with a drug test early on in preseason, which I believe they're 100% are going to do. You start talking about you gain 20 pounds in a couple of months, the NFL is definitely going to be looking for you to pee in that cup, Paul. So it is what it is, right? But he said it's with the weight gain. He said that's what darkness will do to you. So, I'm going to equate darkness with depression. So he was in a dark place, right? Ultimately, he was in a dark place. And when I look at and I'm not a professional body language. I remember I made a comment about body language like during the season, and somebody jumped in my comments talking about, oh, sorry, the Mr. Professional body language. I don't need to be a professional to understand body language. I grew up in a place where you had to understand your surroundings. I understand what some type of body language means. But anyway, I believe him. I believe Jalen Hyatt. I believe that he was in a dark place mentally. I believe he was in a dark place. Gaining 20 pounds, whether he did it the right way or the wrong way, takes a certain level of dedication. He addressed all of his weaknesses and said his weaknesses out loud for everybody. They didn't ask him what his weaknesses were. He said he felt weak in his route running. He felt weak, he felt weak, period. I think the kid has a tremendous chip on his shoulder right now. I wish him nothing but the best. I'm hoping that Russell Wilson is able to unlock something in Jalen Hyatt because we all know what it means if he's able to unlock Jalen Hyatt. Period. So I'm really rooting for Jalen Hyatt. Really rooting for Jalen Hyatt. And if he plays well, then the New York Giants offense can do a lot of damage this season. But I just wanted to go ahead and talk about Hyatt really quickly. I'm going to see what you guys say about Hyatt as well. So let me get back through here. Oh man, Jose, what's going on? Jose says just join. What's good? Dash Hyatt is open. That's a fact. You jumped in the right time too because we're talking about Jalen Hyatt. My man R0B says it's put up a shut up time for Jalen Hyatt. That's the fact. I also agree with that. Absolutely. Big Lou says Hyatt was on demon time during that interview. You saw it. You saw it. It was no joke. It was no laughing. It was no smiling at all. Not even in the beginning. He's dead serious. I think he's a man on a mission. He's a man on fire. That's why I put that video up. Alonzo Moore says, "Do you think Russ is going to spread the ball around enough? We got a lot of hungry receivers. He better. The hungriest receiver is Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors going to get his numbers for sure. But I do think these other guys are going to be able to get their hands on the ball as well. If Dable can do what he wants to do as far as get this offense to look the way that he wants it to look, then you should see a decent amount of passes getting thrown, the catches being thrown. I'm sorry, catches being received, for these wide receivers. Also with the running backs, also with the tight ends as well. I do think though with this I do think we need to pay attention and to the running game. I don't think we need to get away from the running game. We went ahead. We got Tyrone Tracy, we got Cam Scatterbo, we got Devin Singletary. We can't totally go away from the run, but I think he is going to want to push the ball downfield. That being Dable. Wales says Hyatt needs to take it serious. The man gained 20 pounds in 4 months and didn't lose any of his speed. I think he's taking it seriously, Wells, but I understand what you're saying. He says you're a pro athlete, looking out of shape the whole time you've been with the Giants. Get your stuff together. Massive potential. That's a fact. The massive potential is there. And I think, Wells, I don't know if you got a chance to watch the videos. The man went from 170 pounds. He said his weight last year was 170, 171, and he weighs 194 pounds right now. Wells, you're a combat sport guy. You know how hard it is for these athletes to put on that kind of weight and still keep their speed. So if the coach is saying he's looking the same speed and he done gained 20 pounds, I think he's taking it seriously now. I think he's really taking it seriously now. My man Ghost says that young man Hyatt is on a villain arc. I love it. I would love it. Wells says we see this in Premier League with guys who are just happy to take the paycheck, all the talent but no drive. Yeah, I think him not being able to make plays last year, I think he got the drive now. I do think he has the drive now. Nothing will humble you like sitting on the sideline. Nothing will humble you like that, especially if you're used to playing and making plays. And he, through college and even his rookie year, he was able to make some plays and show some splashes. Last year, he sat on the bench. The bench was cold. The bench was dark. And he didn't like it. And he did something about it. But again, all this stuff has to happen on the field. Like you just said right here. Just like you said, he got to prove it. It's all noise until it's proven. You're absolutely right. I can't argue with that. But he looks focused. He definitely looks focused. My man Dip, what's going on, Dip? What's going on, Dip? He says, when the team faces adversity this season, how well will last year's frustrated Giants, Banks, Hyatt, Dex, etc., mix with the players coming from decent teams and situations? I think it's a good mix right now. You got a lot of players that are coming from places where they had some success. At least winning more than the Giants. Not all of them, but a lot of them have seen some level of success or played to a certain level as well. I think when you mix those type of guys in with the star players that we already have with the Giants, I think it's a good recipe. And I think it's going to be a good mix. And we'll know right away. First 4 weeks of the season, we will know right away what this team is made of for sure. First 4 weeks out the gate, we should know. Shout out to my man Mark Stewart in the building. Says salute, Big Dad's got to cop that hat soon. Go ahead and do it, bro. You see it. Make the Giants great again. Available in the store. Make the Giants great again. Shout out to y'all. We're gonna do that too, man. This is. And you know what's crazy, man? Maybe I'll send one to Joe Shane. I don't think he'll wear it though. But I need Joe Shane to have this for the training camp. Somebody that's gonna be at those practices, man, get one of these hats and wear it out there, and make Joe Shane sign it. Somebody. Either that or who somebody going to training camp might mess around and send y'all one, man. Hit me in the email. Let's and get a picture too. See if we can do that. Sean Jackson says, Dash, Tennessee, I drove at least 10 hours to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee for my daughter's cheerleading competition. The island in Pigeon Forge had a nice amusement park like area and Wonderworks. I don't know anything about Tennessee. So what you're saying is I don't know. I only drove through it. Only drove through it non-stop. Maybe stopped to get some gas. But I just remember being in Tennessee. And sometimes this was when I was a kid, teenager. You fall asleep right before you get to Tennessee, you wake up and you're still in Tennessee. That's how long Tennessee is. Luann says, "Hey Dash, what's your realistic record for the Giants? I have them 9-8 playoffs. Hopefully, we have something in common, Luann. That's the same exact record I have right now. My range was 7 to 10 wins. My realistic record prediction is 9-8. I have the Giants with a winning season. If that's enough to get you in the playoffs, which I think it should be enough to get you in a wild card spot, we'll see what happens. Now, some people will say we're only going to win 4 games. Some people will say we'll be lucky to win 6. But I'm leaning on this defense heavy, and I'm leaning on better quarterback play. That's what gives me my confidence. But again, we'll find out early enough. We'll find out in the year not even really that, because the first 4 games are going to be tough. And when you look at like the last 5-6 games, something like that, the schedule is very, very winnable. So it might be a rough start, but we should be able to get to 9 wins, man. I can see that happening, and hopefully it does happen, and I'll be happy for it. I think we're done with the high comments. Seemed like a good time to wrap it up. It's been an hour and a half. Again, everybody, thank you for vibing with me. Make sure I get to all these comments. Wayne also says if we get the 4-0 start, I'm happy. Happy. I'm doing backflips if we get the 4-0. Wayne, not just happy. Elated. Jubilation. It'll be a celebration. I'm telling you, I'll be not happy. Happy doesn't cover it. Happy doesn't cover it. All the Jesse Jackson rhymes, it'd be that jubilation, dedication, whatever you want to say. It is what it is. Big Brother says, good evening to all the subs. If everyone sub tells one friend to like, a comment, subscribe, we can double this channel subs and make this platform even stronger. Let's go. We all love the Giants and Big Dash. Shout out to my big brother, man. I love you. Absolutely love you, man. Appreciate the love and support, man. Always, man. Always. And we're going to wrap this thing up, man. 72 people strong in here. Make sure you hit that like button. Let the algorithm know that we was in the building. Dash, you rocking the Jackson chain. Now, this is not a Jackson chain. This is actually just stainless steel. I don't do gold anymore. Never did platinum. Stainless steel is what I like to wear. My watches be stainless steel. Stainless steel. Quick and easy. It's still a Cuban link, though. But it's stainless steel. I'm not flashy at all. Luann says, sorry, I would be extremely excited. Thank you. Thank you, Luann. Extremely excited. I will take that. All the superlatives that you can throw out there. Absolutely. That's it, man. We're going to wrap this thing up. Thanks to everybody for joining tonight. Hopefully everybody had a good time. We made it through the comments. We got to talk about some things. Next week, it's up in the air whether I'm going to do that show or not early or not. But again, if you're not subscribed to my man Big Blue in the Bronx, he got his farewell show going on next week. Make sure you guys tune in for that. And in order to tune in for that, you got to be subscribed to that man's channel for sure. But other than that, my man, shout out to my man Wells. He says, stream as always, fire stream as always, Dash, mate. God bless you too, brother. Luann says it's only an hour and a half. Where you going? Listen, first off, I went through all of my notes and the talking points. I have not eaten dinner yet. That's the other point. And also, I want to enjoy a little bit of my weekend too. Usually, I think last week I went over 2 hours. This week, cut me a little bit of slack. Just a little bit of slack. Luann, I know. The Yankees did what the Yankees did. We need a therapy session for that, but yeah, I'm about to salute. I'm about to get out of here. I am about to get out of here, and we'll see what happens. My man Mark Thompson says, "Excellent. Listen, shout out to you, Mark. Again, great conversation that we had last week. Enjoyed every minute of it." My man Big Lou says, "90s in East Flatbush, Brooklyn." BK, sorry, can't be beat block parties from. Oh man, block parties, cookout. Do people even throw cookouts anymore? Have we outgrown cookouts, or is it inflation? We don't feel like paying for the cookout. What happened to cookouts? What happened to cookouts? I say that. Meanwhile, all I did was cook out for my tight knit family at the end of the day. But yeah, man, what happened to cookouts, man? And if you're one of those people that always throw cookouts, send me an invite, man. I want to go to cookouts again. I want to do the electric slide. You know what I mean? I want to do. If you're from Jersey, I want to do house music. I want to dance. I want to dance. But nah, man. Again, I'm trying to get out of here, man. Salute to everybody. My man Dip says 90 minutes is good when the team is on vacation. I appreciate that. I didn't even use that as an excuse. That's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. Well, I will say this though, man. For the people that enjoy the New York Giants the way that I enjoy the New York Giants, you guys are in here right now, man. You guys are in here right now. You guys show love and support. We're all fanatics when it comes to the New York Giants because right now they are on vacation. And what are we doing? We're sitting here talking about the New York Giants, but we vibing and we having a good time. And that's what this channel is all about. Absolutely. Absolutely. My man Moses says, "Big Jersey, good night, folks." That's a fact. So, listen, I'm getting out of here. So, hopefully, everybody enjoys the rest of their weekend. Hopefully, everybody had fun. Hopefully, everybody enjoyed their family if they did hang out with family. If you're at work right now, salute to you. Make sure you don't fall asleep on your shift. If you're just getting off, drive home safely. Get home to your family safely and stuff like that. But wherever you're at right now, thank you for the love, support, for tuning in and vibing with everybody here. Big New York Giants family, Big Blue Nation. You know how we do. We love it. And with that being said, I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.